Just want to see you run, brother. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to say goodbye. We're gathered here to pay our final respects to a companion who has been with us our entire lives, a companion who has watched over us, protected us, nay, saved us from risk that could have led to embarrassment or could have led to failure or even success. The companion who has told us that we deserve mediocrity, that we belong in the status quo. Friends, dreamers, hustlers, lend me your ears, for we come to bury fear, not to praise him. There is in this world a thing. It's called fear. This fear is an epidemic. And it's everywhere we look. And we sometimes have courage come up and be with us and is our companion. And other times courage just is nowhere to be found. And we're facing fear alone. And it's not a fun place to be. And I found that in all of us, there exists a thing called radical courage. But it does not manifest itself freely. You must earn the right to wear the mantle of radical courage. The first thing you have to do is empty the bag. Now, in the South, we call it a sack. We don't call it a bag. But this bag is heavy for a lot of us. It's filled with unforgiveness. And that is a heavy burden, my friends. You cannot travel light carrying a heavy bag. And radical courage does not manifest itself in your life if you're not light on your feet. So you've got to get rid of that unforgiveness in your life. So let me tell you how I got rid of unforgiveness in my life. I took inventory of the 4 people who had offended me in such a way that I could not let it go, to quote David Dalla's favorite song. And I wrote them all a letter. I poured my heart and my soul into this letter. And in doing so, I told them what they had done and why I still carried that burden and why I was letting it go. I had to write those letters several times for a couple of those people. One of them wasn't even alive, but each time I got stronger and stronger in my forgiveness. Does anyone here currently have your insurance or any other payment auto-drafted from your account? Your forgiveness has to work the same way. You don't have to think about it. It just comes out of your account. And sometimes someone's going to offend you greatly, and maybe there's not enough in there to cover that. Then you're going to write a check. You're going to write that letter. You don't have to give it to the person. That's not part of the process. It's not for the other person. It is for you. It is for me to release that burden. When we are light on our feet, we manifest radical courage. We become bulletproof, and bulletproof people manifest radical courage in their life. Now, it goes without saying that you do not have the right to place judgment on you and vice versa. You do not have the right to judge another human being. So I'm not even going to talk about it. The judgment I'm going to talk about is that you place upon yourself. The worst kind of judgment. It's the voice in your head that says, you're not good enough, your zipper's unzipped. It says all these negative things to you, that negative self-talk. The voice of self-judgment is actually the voice of fear. And it's not enough to say, I'm not going to listen to it, because if it's talking, you're hearing it. You've got to talk down to that voice. You've got to address it aggressively and put it in its place. Finally, it will leave you alone. And when you learn to get rid of self-judgment in your life, you won't give a damn what anyone else thinks about you. And when you're in that spot, you are free, and freedom manifests radical courage in your life. And lastly, you've got to find passion. You've got to find something in your life that you're passionate about. And if you look around this room, there's a lot of passionate people. How do I know? Passionate people are crazy. Passionate people are irrational. You don't have time to listen to fear. You don't have time to listen to your friends. You don't have time to listen to anyone. You're so focused on attacking whatever you want to accomplish, that ministry, that book, that blog, that podcast, whatever you're going after. If you don't have that passion in your life, you've got to find that passion. Because passionate people manifest radical courage. As I said before, fear is an epidemic in this world. We know that, we see it. And we need people like ourselves to wear the mantle of radical courage, because you are a light that will brighten up the darkness. It does not mean when you have radical courage that fear won't knock on your door. It does not mean that fear won't kick your door in. But you will not hide, you will not cower, you will not run. You will stand, you will burn bright, and fear will flee from you. Who in here is going to make a stand for yourself, your community, in this world, and wear the mantle of radical courage? Raise your hands. I challenge you all, I dare you all, and I love you all. Thank you.